Is it true that hair becomes thicker if you shave it? Are white teeth healthy? These are dozens of myths that have been repeated for years. However, thanks to science, most of them have been discarded. Do you want to know what they are? Stay and discover. 10 myths you should stop believing. Number 10. To the surprise of many, bar soap doesn't really kill germs. What it does is act like a slippery film where germs will be trapped and then rinsed with water. When you wash your hands, bacteria, skin cells, and fat are transferred to the soap. So if you do not rinse it well, the soap will be filled with bacteria. The more cracked and worn your soap is, the more quantity and variety of microorganisms could be living in it. Before using the bar soap, rinse it in running water to remove some of the germs, and let it dry after each use, since moisture is the main ally of the bacteria. Number 9. You've surely noticed that when you shave, your hair seems to be thicker than before. This is an illusion. Let me explain why. The hair narrows naturally towards the end. The longer it is, the thinner it appears to be. When shaving razors pass through our skin, they cut the thinnest part of the hair, giving the impression that the hair came out thicker the second time. But when they grow up, you will realize that it's the same thickness as before. No matter how much you shave, the hair will not get thicker. Although, there is an exception to the rule: adolescence. The first time you shave your mustache or legs, those beautiful soft and thin hairs will get thicker. Once you've left puberty, your hair will not become thicker than it already is. Number 8. The idea that the taste buds of the tongue are distributed in different areas according to flavor is completely false. Since childhood, they've made us believe that the different parts of the tongue distinguish different flavors. There are sweet flavors, acids, and so on. However, it is not so. Each area of the tongue is able to distinguish all tastes and flavors. This myth arose from the incorrect translation of an article, and to this day, many of us believe that it's true. Number 7. Warts in humans are caused by a virus known as human papillomavirus. It is important that you know that these viruses are specific to each race. That is, they can only be spread among members of the same species. The warts of dogs are only contagious to other dogs, those of humans to other humans. So if you see a toad, a dog, or any animal with warts, do not believe that by touching it, you will be infected. Number 6. Cross-eyedness refers to the deviation of the eyes outside of their normal position. There is a belief that if a child voluntarily moves his eyes to that position, he will stay that way forever. False. Strabismus is a poor alignment of the eyes and is divided into several types, depending on whether the eyes are turned inward, outward, upward, or downward. In no way can moving or crossing your eyes make you stay this way. Number 5. The eyes contain two types of receptor cells, the rods and the cones. The rods allow us to see colors, while the cones capture the movement and allow us to see a little in the dark. If you have read in a low light environment, you have surely experienced a headache, eye strain, and blurred vision. When reading in the dark, we force the rods to work up to 3 times what they would work in an illuminated environment. To this, we must add that while you read, your eyes blink less, so that in addition to everything, they dry out. These effects are not persistent or cause damage to the eyes, although it's always recommended to read in a bright environment. Number 4. Although white teeth are more attractive, it does not always mean that they're healthier. The teeth are not naturally white. Rather, they have a translucent bluish hue, which allows the yellowish color of the dentine to be reflected through the enamel. Yes, you heard it right. Naturally, healthy teeth are a little yellow. Do not believe that only white teeth are healthy. Number 3. There is a belief when eating, most of the available blood in our body will go to the stomach to aid digestion. Therefore, your limbs will not have enough blood flow to perform a single stroke when swimming, making them prone to cramping, which could cause you to drown. It is true that blood flows to the stomach after a good meal. leaving less of this precious liquid for other body tasks. But this does not mean that you will drown. The truth is that we have enough blood to maintain a perfect functioning of our whole body after a meal. In fact, some professional swimmers eat certain types of food immediately before a competition to have the energy needed for a good performance. As long as you don't plan on swimming a marathon, it's perfectly safe to swim after eating. Number 2. Microwave ovens do not cause cancer, nor do they make food radioactive. There are strict limitations on the amount of radiation that a microwave can emit. This figure is well below the amount that can affect humans. Microwaves release some radiation, but before panicking, it's important to put some things in perspective. Your computer, phone, and Wi-Fi also emit electromagnetic radiation, so the microwave is the least of your problems. Number 1. Urinating on the sting of a jellyfish is really useless. In fact, it could even become counterproductive as well as anti-hygienic. On the one hand, it should be noted that in most cases jellyfish do not bite. The pain is caused by the friction between our skin and the tentacles, which are loaded with poison that becomes toxic when it comes in contact with human skin. Urinating on the wound will cause the toxin to make a chemical reaction that worsens and increases the pain. The correct thing is to clean the wound with saline or salt water and apply a little cold through an ice cloth. This is all for today. I hope that once and for all we stop believing in these myths that have become so popular for generations. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. See you next time.